Jessica Valerie. I am a sorcerer at Google. I also am a dog mom.
But my name is Shannon Whittington, and I am a clinical nurse educator.
Got a calculator.
Of course you do.
Of course you do.
Your strategy.
Yes. Hello. Welcome.
What up?
Love it.
I am a man of faith. I am a motivator. I am the.
I am Brian Witcher. I am the director in coaching development.
Yes. There you go. I don't know, but might be one of the old guys.
Was subtle. Oh my gosh. I was hoping that we were just gonna get into a game.
This is the intros. We're just gonna do it.
Kevin, would you mind doing a little intro for yourself?
Why don't you go throw it at her?
Yes.
It's vibrant and bright. But my name is Carmen Drummond, and here is my
Mike. Yeah. Really loud. So Val, Jessica.
Yes.
Hey.
Who are you?
Well, currently residing in Tucson, Arizona. That's okay. I've been doing Pinterest marketing for 5 years.
Yes, y'all.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I love our intro.
I know every single time I always dance to it, and it gets me kind of teary-eyed. I don't know about you.
It does. I hope we don't cry today, just because we have so many topics to talk about. But welcome everyone to episode 12. Can you believe it? Episode 12, second season. Of Career Hustle and Flow. I'm not going to bring my mic today. I'm just not feeling the mic today. My name is June. We're just going to wing it.
We're going to simplify it.
We're going to simplify it. I am June Colorizo, one of your favorite career strategists extraordinaires, career coach, millennial dance mom, tech recruiter. And I have my lady on my left here. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Yes. Hello, everyone who's joining us. It's a little bit later than normal. We usually do this a little bit earlier, but my name is Valerie Mecki. I am a content writer. And I'm just so happy to be here. And I couldn't say that I was a content writer last year. So that's something that we're going to talk about as we get into this conversation, right? What a year a difference can make in a year. So I just want to say hi to Laura, Lydia.
Lydia's here. Shout out to Lydia. I actually just met Lydia yesterday for the first time via Zoom. Yeah. Please, everyone that's here, please follow each other. I mean, I love the community that we're building here. Laura's here, my fellow No Excuse Mom sister, Jennifer, my former client. Ooh, the legend, the myth, the man, Mr. Gabe. Gabe, thank you for tuning in. I gotta give a huge shout out to Gabe. I love what he's doing for the community here on LinkedIn. Yeah. He's an awesome LinkedIn live streamer, producer, and such a great man. And he does a weekly post of actually daily post of what live streams you should be tuning in. So shout out to Gabe. I see Mr. Vincent here. Hello. I'm excited to sync up with you in a few weeks. Ooh, Lydia is following everyone. Oh, I just love this, you guys. It's the best. It's the first time that we don't have a guest.
Yes. Out of all of our shows, we never even thought about just, hey, should we just get on a live just us?
But I think we have though. We've done an impromptu live in Oakland.
Oh yeah, before Career Hustle and Flow, before you had this genius project.
But you know what's never happened before is we've never really interviewed each other, and that's what we're going to do today.
Well, I have a question. It's Thanksgiving week. June, what is your favorite meal dish in the Thanksgiving table?
Look at it, my fancy little banner here. So we're talking about the Thanksgiving transitions. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll tell you what we usually do with me and my family, and I'm Filipino. We have a huge family. There's maybe about 20 to 25 of us that get together every year, and we do potluck style. I'm known for my staple meal or dish that everyone knows me for is my favorite lumpia. Yes. And you know what's
And
funny? What was that,
Yeah.
Valerie? I've been contemplating, like, I kind of want to do like a LinkedIn. I don't know if you've seen Stephen Liu's live where
Yes, he did the miso soup.
miso soup. I was thinking of
Yes.
doing like a demo of how to make lumpia. I'm gonna do
You
it.
totally should. And what type? There are different types of varieties of lumpia. What
Yes.
type do you like to
Well, the
make?
ones that I make has everything. It's my grandma's recipe. It's like
Mm,
pork, beef, shrimp, shiitake mushrooms, celery,
mhm,
carrots, so
mhm.
much, onions, garlic. But that's the dish that I'm known for. But I think my favorite like dish from Thanksgiving dinner is just probably
Yeah.
all the side dishes, like candied yams, green
Mhm.
beans, mashed potatoes, and gravy. What about you?
Well, it's a little bit interesting in my house because my husband is allergic to turkey. Yes, y'all, he is allergic to turkey. So I usually have to. I'm not cooking this year. I'm going to go actually to the Bay Area this year, but normally I cook. And I usually have to roast a turkey and make gumbo. So if you're not familiar with gumbo,
Ooh.
it's like a seafood stew, and it takes hours to cook. There's a lot of love in that pot, but it definitely is worth the 6 hours of cooking.
Oh my god! And you're gonna be in the Bay Area? We should.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, we're probably both really busy, but usually when Val's in town, we usually try to meet up.
Hmm. Yes.
Um, which we should probably plan and do like a LinkedIn Live local eventually, whenever you're here.
Yes.
That sounds fun, gumbo. We need to
Uh,
trade dishes one day,
hmm. Hmm. If
right?
you like shrimp and sausage and stuff like that, it's like jambalaya kind of.
Yes, I love that. It has everything, like all of my favorites, like, as far as
Hmm.
seafood and actually we went crabbing. This is like super random, but we went crabbing for the first time last week in Pacifica here in the
Uh-huh.
Bay Area. It's crab
Yeah.
season, and we're going again tomorrow. So in the
Oh,
morning
how
because I
did
took
you?
tomorrow off.
How was it? Was it tasty? Like,
It was good. We were there for about 2.5 hours, but we only caught one crab.
oh,
So I had to
it's like,
supplement. I had to supplement and get more crabs at the
was
grocery
it
store.
small or was it big?
It
Like
was
now I'm
like
getting like
probably like this
survivor
big.
mom,
I know, right?
like
It's like this
survivor
big.
moments. Like everyone like hovered over one piece of crab.
It was good though. Yay, awesome. I love that we started off with Thanksgiving
Yeah.
transitions. Okay, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
put you now on the spot. I don't know if you saw my TikTok earlier. Did you see it?
If I tell you no, will you be
Oh, can
okay?
I bring it up really quick? Are you sure
Yes,
it
please
was dedicated to
do.
you? It was dedicated to you. You didn't see
But
it?
now I feel like a jerk. Oh
Oh my
my
gosh.
gosh.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Let me bring it up really quick.
You know me, 2022 will be the year of TikTok, y'all. I just
I
have
know, I know.
like
I
all these
tagged you.
people holding
Okay.
me accountable.
Let me show you really quick. And if you aren't following me on TikTok, please follow me. I post daily there.
Yes.
Career tips. Okay. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
My dear friend Valerie, who's also my co-host of my LinkedIn live show, Career Hustle as well. Last year, due to COVID, she lost her job as a retail buyer and took the opportunity to level up her skills. Valerie's always had an interest for writing and decided to create this blog, which ultimately would help her land a few freelance roles as well as her first job as a content writer. We're going live tonight on my LinkedIn to share more of her story. See you soon. Link it. Bye, yo. Are you listening to this?
Okay, there it is.
I'm like,
Don't cry.
you're gonna make me cry. And you told me that we try not to. And then look,
Oh,
that
stop.
is so sweet.
Well,
That
no,
is
I'm
so
just
sweet.
super proud of you. And I wanted to talk about lessons of 2021. And you could talk about maybe lessons too of 2020, because
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe we're almost approaching 2 years of being in this pandemic, right?
Hmm.
And I just love being part of your journey. I met you, I don't even know when. Has it been a year now that we've known each other?
Not yet. We're getting really, really close because when I met you at the club at
In the
Clubhouse,
clubhouse, yes.
and I don't think I even got my in because I don't. Do they even do that anymore? You have to have an invitation. Probably not.
Oh, I
They don't make it
remember
that
you had
exclusive.
to
You
get
remember
an
you had to
invite.
like know someone who knows
Right,
someone.
right.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So I think I didn't even get mine until January. But it's coming up. Um, yeah. And I think when I first met I know for a fact when I first met you, I was going into rooms of trying to find some clarity of job search. I felt really lost because I just finished doing this long hiring like stint with this one particular company and then didn't make it to the final round, even though it just looked like it was going to happen. I'm still kind of like in the manufacturing side of the industry. That's where I'm originally from fashion, manufacturing, and then it didn't happen. And so I already was dealing with like a layoff and now facing another rejection. And I remember like just going and searching through, wandering all the different clubhouse rooms, trying to figure out like, what am I going to do? How am I going to like, rebrand myself, or what does this mean? I just, and that's where I think I landed in a room with you and with other recruiters who were just offering all their advice and help, because we were going through, I think collectively, a lot of people were going through a moment of either they were laid off or they're contemplating leaving. And so I remember those rooms being very helpful. I think you briefly gave me a little bit of advice. I think I just shared with you, like, I'm laid off. I don't know what to do. I'm mid-career. And then you connected with me. So I think there was something to say when you like share a story out there online, because you can get some help back.
Yeah, we connected in a room, and then like our first, I know what happened. I invited you to do a LinkedIn Live with me on my show.
Yeah.
You were like a job seeker. I gotta say hi to Kevin. Hi, Kevin. Kevin is the host of Bottoms Up Live. He gifted me my first LinkedIn Live experience back in August of 2020. So I gotta get him on the show. But thanks for stopping by, Kevin. Okay, so yeah, that's when I had you as like a job seeker.
Yeah, I was a definite job seeker with Martin McGovern.
Yes, and I don't know, I just saw something in you. I don't know. I think by then you actually already had your blog established, or you're working on it, right?
Yeah,
and
I was working
then
on it.
it kind of catapulted from there, as far as like you being a guest on my show. We did a few collabs on Clubhouse, I think, and then it's kind of a blur because I feel like I've known you for so long now. I just don't know how everything happened, but then I think we really hit it off when we first met in person.
Yes, for sure.
Right.
And then like the vibe and the chemistry, and I think I think the reason why we were connected because our stories are very similar.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we are such high performers. And so for us to get laid off, I think it kind of knocked us down. What would you agree? Or
oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's also too because both of us didn't really have a so-called personal brand, right? We had nothing. We had no, I mean, I have my own little network of people that I've worked with, and coworkers and friends and family. Like I have a strong, like everyone knows me as like the go-to person for everything career-wise, right? But when it comes to the public and the community on LinkedIn, no one really knew who I was, right? So I think for both of us, we kind of connected because we are high performers, and we tie so much of our identity to our careers.
Yeah.
And then the layoff happened.
Maybe is our first lesson learned.
Oh, yes, our first lesson
that was our lesson learned, right?
That's why you're my co-host.
I think we both realized, like, oh man, I probably should, develop something beyond this job, because you can be laid off and it's never guaranteed for you.
Yes, that's true. And then, I mean, you've been laid off. I call Valerie the career pivot queen, or because you've been laid off multiple times. But yeah, that's where it started. Is we connected there, and then we just kind of created this bond. And then what I love about our friendship and partnership is we learn from each other, right? Obviously, you have your strengths when it comes to content strategy, content creation, like writing. And I'm excited that, I'm going to share the news later, but I am working on an ebook, and Val is helping me with that project. So I'm excited for that. But this is what I love about this LinkedIn community. It connects you with people that you would have never met. You never had a chance to meet, right? But we
Right.
didn't meet
Even
by
though,
chance. I don't
yes,
think we
it
met
was
by
100%
chance.
by chance.
It was by chance, I guess, yeah. But I think we were meant. We were meant. Everything's happened. Everything happens for a reason, right? So
Yes,
yes.
for sure. But it's funny because we're connected through social media. And I think what I would say for people who are thinking about making a career change or just start dabbling and getting yourself out there and start building your brand, right? Wouldn't you agree? Like you can't stand on the sidelines if you're wanting to make a change for 2022. You kind of have to like step outside of your comfort zone and meet people online. Heck, that's a little bit better than like, going to a networking event.
Oh my
Trust
goodness,
me, I've
yeah,
been to those.
exactly. And if you didn't see, if people that are tuning in, if you didn't see our last guest, Jamal Marshall, last I think 2 weeks ago, he was our guest,
Yeah.
and we
Yeah.
asked him too, what is your advice for people out there that are looking to like build their personal brand, create content on LinkedIn or create a side hustle? His
Mhm.
advice was plain and simple: just do it. You just
Mhm.
gotta do it, and you want to really invest. I mean, if you think about it too, just because so many companies are moving towards a virtual working remote environment, your personal brand is going to be definitely necessary if you want to land in a new job, if you want to create a reputation. And I always tell my clients this, and I'm doing this for myself, even if you've landed the job of your dreams, it doesn't stop from there. You still want to continue to build your legacy. And that's what I love, the fact that you're still doing what you're doing with starting your new job as a full-time content writer, but then you're also still building your honeypot of your side hustle.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest, lesson I learned coming away from 2020 and is if you only rely on your job title and it gets snatched away from you unexpectedly, you won't have anything else. So even though I'm so grateful for having this new job, working home virtually, being able to master my writing, I still am committed to all the projects that light me up inside. It's not just Valerie the content creator, but I love the blog. Now I'm an online shop seller on Etsy. It's so crazy. But I think it's important that we invest in ourselves and really like tune into certain things that can like light you up inside. You shouldn't rely on your job for everything.
Yes.
Your identity, financially, right?
Yeah. Right. And like filling your purpose. Yeah, you made a really
Hmm.
great statement too, on our live with J Ma, is saying that yes, something about sometimes you have to do different things outside of your work to fill your cup. And for you, it's
Hmm.
your blog. For you, it's your
Yeah.
side hustle where you get to help businesses, coaches like me create content, or help with our storytelling too. You know what I'm saying? So I think
Yeah.
I love that. Like you just really have to you have to be well, I mean, if you in order to grow, like you really have to be well rounded and just kind of take risks, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
Be open.
be open. I think for me too is like one of the biggest lessons for me that I'm taking away this year
Hmm.
is not to settle.
Hmm.
That's my thing. It's like not to settle. You don't have to settle. If if you're in a situation where you're not completely happy, then
Hmm.
it's okay to acknowledge that and see what else is out there. If that makes sense. I'm trying to
Hmm.
say that without getting into too much details there.
So when you say don't settle, what's the first sign that you feel for yourself?
I
Or
think
like
too,
how do you know?
you'll just know. I think, and I tell my clients this, and my friends,
Mhm.
and just people in general, like you have at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself as the product of your experience, right?
Mm.
Your skills. And each professional should always have their own core values as a professional, right? And mission. Like you want to think of yourself as your own business, right? and you want to find a place that is going to complement your own mission and values, right? And it's kind of like a marriage. You were there on the live with Martin McGovern said it beautifully. It's technically two brands marrying each other. You as the company as the employer brand, and you as a professional employee. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, my biggest thing is like never settle. And I'm still very fortunate for all of my experiences that has happened to me this year. And each experience that I've gained this year led me to the path that I'm on today. Right. So I never really regret anything. And then also too, biggest lesson for me is the power of saying no. No,
The
as
power
far
of
as
saying no.
no, because when you're saying yes to something, as far as, and I actually commented about this on J Mal's post today. He was talking about, I don't know if you saw his post, the importance of minding your own business or something like that.
Oh,
You see that
yeah.
post?
Yes.
And I talked about the fact that for me, and we talked about this too with when Jennifer Bassman was on our show, is I'm a recovering people pleaser, right? If someone wants to come to me with a collaboration or idea, I'll say yes right away. But what I'm learning is when you're saying yes to something, what are you saying no to? And that was another lesson for me, is the power of saying no and the power of really protecting your time and energy and focusing on the things that are going to get you to your closer goals. And I'm learning that I'm actually okay working solo, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm in the best flow state when I am by myself. What about for you?
Well, it's funny. We have kind of a different boundaries, or in my case, it's not really boundaries. I think it's the power of figuring it out. Right now, I'm really, really grateful. I mean, we can go into the grateful part of this show, but it's interesting how the universe works. And I get this job, and then I get a ton of prospects come to me, and wanting to put me on retainer as a freelance writer on the side. So now you come to a point where your first thing is, no, I can't do it, because you're playing small. And I'm just, I'm trying to figure out what the balance is. Where can I take a little bit of risk and just go for it because I'm capable of doing it? Or when can I say, you know what, are you willing to only have this many articles, or can we work on this or that? Like having a power of talk and communication to not have to accept what they're giving to you. Just because it's an opportunity doesn't mean that you can't make it your own. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. No, yeah, that makes sense. Make it your own. And like, even if, like, say if there's someone that wants to work with you with something, with a particular project or certain need, but that maybe it's out of your wheelhouse, possibly, or maybe you don't have the capacity to do it. Figuring it out where you still want to help your client, but on your own terms. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a balance between what you can do as a business owner to serve your clients. That's going to help them with their goal. It's about figuring it out. I gotta say hi to Anna. Hi, Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Thank you. I missed you. Yes, that makes sense. And that's what I'm doing now too, is I'm trying to figure it out too, because when I started my new job, I just have, like I've been just getting so many people reaching out, asking for help, asking for coaching support. But I've said this to you before, like I'm focusing on onboarding in my new role, and I'm not taking any clients, but that's why I'm kind of working behind the scenes on something that is going to help people, and we can make more of an impact, right? So
at scale,
and scale,
impact at scale is so important.
Yes, but I'm grateful for all of the opportunities, all of the lessons that this year has taught us. I'm grateful for this LinkedIn community. I'm really grateful for my family and their patience with me. I was telling Val right now, I'm gonna be real with you, I was feeling a little bit of mom guilt before I was hopping on here. And it's just all about just finding a balance where you can still balance being, I mean, we're both of us are both full-time working professionals, but we're still
Mhm.
moms, we're still wives,
Priorities and
and just
responsibilities. Yeah.
yeah, and and I want to prove it to myself and to everyone here that we could do everything that we set our mind to. It's just a matter of, yes, there's going to be like road bumps, right? But it's just
Mhm.
about figuring it out. How are you figuring it
Mhm.
out? Like, how has the transition been for you?
Um, Gosh, I think I'm still trying to figure it out. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm accepting the fact that I am in a season of a hustle, and I wrote that
Mhm.
in a post I think last week, and I'm definitely okay with that. I'm okay with running on, not that much sleep and just running on adrenaline and pushing it through because there it's going to pay off, or it's not like this forever. So I may not be the best example right now of where I am because was going nowhere for so long. So to get these opportunities to come to me, I kind of
Mm.
want to take advantage of it.
No,
So
yeah,
right
that
now,
makes
I'm
sense.
just not in the mode of like slowing down right now because I've had over a year to like
You-
hibernate and I planted
yeah.
all these seeds,
No,
right? We
you're
planted all these
actually
crazy seeds.
you're receiving like the fruits of your labor, all of the work that
Yeah.
you've been doing on this community. No, I totally get it. Like, I think we're kind of in the same, are in different chapters in our business, right?
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, you should absolutely take advantage of this and keep the momentum. I think for
Mhm.
me, I feel like right now for my business and just for my insanity and for me to be present
Mhm.
with my family, I need to slow down to speed up for my business
Yeah.
as far as
Yeah.
getting my systems in place, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and I need you to take over.
Yeah.
One second.
I think I think it's important also for people to if you're going into like a solopreneurship, always try to figure out what can you automate to and just testing out and learning different technologies that can help you, especially as a solopreneur. I think you have to lean into technology to help you through so you're not the only person manning the ship, right?
Oh yeah.
Or collaborate, like you and me are collaborating right now, so I
Well,
can
yeah. I
take
mean, I
over the
think that's why,
wheel.
like, I feel like you're part of my team, right? Because I mean, um,
Yeah.
I have ideas where I want to take Career Hustle and Flow in the new year, and
Mhm.
should we just talk about what we're what we're doing? Can you send me the link that you sent me on the text? I was trying to send it to myself.
Oh, I don't
No.
how do I this is where my technology, I need to push
Okay,
myself to for
I will
technology.
text
Is
it.
it for
I
the
will.
Etsy shop? Is that what you're asking
Yeah.
for?
Do you have it?
You can actually pull up my post from today. It's in there.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. Okay.
Bam.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, perfect. Okay, so let me just I'll let everyone know what I'm working on. So
Yes.
I'm excited, everyone. So like I'm at a point too where I just can't I can't I can't do coaching right now. I don't have the time right now, and but I still have I need to help people, and I'm working on an
Mhm.
ebook. I had the pleasure to have one of my friends here on LinkedIn that's also a client of mine, but she's also worked with me. She's a copywriter, Lynn Nguyen. If you're out there watching, shout out to you. But she helped me helped me with the ebook that I'm working on. And then Val here is helping me fine tune it. And I'm excited to release this to the world in January of 2022. And it's going to share a little bit of my story as far as
Mhm.
how I started my journey here on LinkedIn, but then also talking about 5 game-changing strategies to help you in your job search, from personal branding, networking, resume tips, how to effectively work with recruiters. So it's going to be not your traditional ebook. It's going to be more interactive, where you'll see content from past LinkedIn lives, posts. I'm a visual learner, and I like to kind of share examples through my content to help teach you and educate you, right? And then I'm also launching. I'm taking all of my courses from Podia to an amazing platform called Mighty Networks, and I'm creating a coaching community through Career Hustle and Flow, where I'm at a point where I just really want to provide affordable solutions for people to have access to me and my advice. So that's going to be launching soon. I'm going to put my link to my email sign up if you want to stay updated there. Please sign up for my email list. What about you, Val?
The one thing I want to mention, the reason why I really think that your book is something that people should pick up, really, pick up when it's available, and why it's so unique is because you come from so many different perspectives. You're coming from a place of, I was a job seeker, and it was during the time where it was the most uncertain time, and I had to I think in a way you did a little bit of like rebranding. You definitely did rebranding of
Oh,
yourself.
for sure.
You definitely had to have, you learned a hard lesson, even as a recruiter, knowing how important personal branding is. So what I love about you and your book is that you're not ashamed to share all, a little bit of the mistakes that you've learned because you were laid off, and you learned that. You would never have learned these lessons if you didn't have gone through that. So I know that there's lessons in there. And then coming from like a recruiter perspective, like that's gold, right? People are always trying to figure out, like, as a job seeker, how can I get in the minds of a recruiter? Well, all you need to do is pick up Chune's book because she's not gonna hold back. It's not in her heart to hold back. If she can help you with some information, it's gonna be in that book. So I'm so excited for you to launch this book because there's so much valuable information, and it's not just coming from just the recruiter perspective. You're coming from a perspective of a former job seeker, business owner, and just someone who genuinely cares about people, because you don't have to, like, you have this amazing dream job, right, working at Meta, and you could have been like, oh, I'm good now, I don't need to help anymore people, but you still are doing that.
I still have that itch to help and
people.
serve.
Yeah.
I can't. And I'm just so fortunate that I'm able to do this while still working full time at my dream company, right? And that's why I want to show people you can have it all. You can be full-time employee, mom, 2 crazy kiddos, young kiddos. Yes, I'm not perfect, but I'm still figuring it out. And I'm super open. I'm an open book, and I want to share like the real side of what it is to be like, right? It's not glamorous. It's not glamorous, our lives, Val, what we do. I mean, we could easily just clock out from my 9 to 5 and just be done.
Yeah, and just veg out and watch, a cooking show, which I love to do. But I didn't. Like, I stayed up until like 11:45 last night putting up listings and stuff like that.
Gosh.
And
yes.
But it's worth it.
It's totally worth it. Yeah, I'm the same boat. Like I stayed up a little bit late last night and then woke up early too. But what about you? You have something to share. I'm gonna share.
Like, I just last night launched my Etsy shop. It's digital downloads, and the shop is named Gratitude is Awesome. I actually wanted to call it Gratitude is Dope, but me and my husband were like, I know, but don't worry, because you can get Gratitude is Dope as a digital download too. It's one of the listings. But for me, why I launched this shop, it really was an example to show my blog readers that you can have a side hustle on the side. And there are so many amazing ways now with self-publishing, with access to an online shop like Etsy. It's actually very accessible these days to do something on the side because of all the technology. So although it took a while for me to put up this shop, everything inside of me, even those late nights, like, it wasn't for me to make a lot of money. I don't expect that, but it really was just to show an example for someone who is thinking about changing their careers to like test it out and test out what you can do and open a shop online. I just really want to test it out and show people that it's definitely possible.
Oh yeah. I mean, and you're living proof of it too. That's why I did that TikTok too, is to show that you can pivot at any age in your
Yeah.
career. And you were, and when we met each other, like you were still figuring it out, but I knew
Yeah,
that
I was.
I think some of our conversations, I think you're talking about your passion for writing, and then that's where I kind of seen your journey kind of just blossom and unfold in front of me. Is you started really being dedicated with your blog, doing blogs once a
Yeah.
week, putting it on
Yeah.
Pinterest, right? You were
Yeah.
actually, you knew you wanted to pivot into being a content writer. And although you didn't actually have the official title from a company, you were doing
Yeah.
it on your own with your passion project, with
Mhm.
your blog, right? And that's why I wanted
Yeah.
to create that TikTok to show people that, hey, this girl was laid off and wanted to pivot into a whole another industry, and she did this by being a self-taught writer in the beginning, and then you
Mhm.
landed all of these opportunities to interview at companies, but then you also leveled up in your certifications through HubSpot,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Being SEO certified. But I know for a fact that like the reasons why you had these opportunities come to you was because of the work that you've been doing this past year through your blog, through
Yeah.
your content here on LinkedIn, right? And those are probably the experiences you talked about in your interview.
My interview with
With
are you talking about BBC?
well, that I mean that and all,
Uh,
so many like BBC and like with the company that you're working for now. Do you know
oh
what I'm
yeah, with the
saying?
community. Yes. Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway, I think, if anyone's watching this, is that we just go back to personal branding and not being afraid to put yourself out there. I
Yeah.
never made a post prior to 2020. I'm sure you too, June. I think you and I maybe
Hardly
made
ever.
posts for our
Yeah.
own company, right?
Yes.
Like, oh, we're
Yes.
hiring at such and such, right? Like, I didn't even have an identity. Like, I had a profile, but I just,
Right.
posted
Same.
things for the company. Um, but you never know once you put yourself out there, once you put out some good, valuable information or just sharing your story, because I basically brought everyone on this like career pivot journey with me. That people are interested in your story. If when someone tells me like I don't have an interesting story, I think that is you're not giving yourself credit. I think everyone has a
Everyone
very
does.
interesting.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Everyone, you may not think it, right? But I guarantee
Yeah,
you, if you
because you're
start opening
living
up
it.
and
Right.
yeah. No, yes. And it's so important for us to show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
people can see themselves in us. And I was actually
Mhm.
talking to Lydia about this. I don't know if she's still watching. Especially if being like women of color, people in the BIPOC community, right? And that's
Yeah.
and that's what that was my goal for this LinkedIn Live, is to promote diversity, share stories from people from diverse backgrounds, right? Because I want to see more of that on LinkedIn, right? And so if you don't think you have a story to tell or you can't impact someone, I challenge you to take
Yeah.
that
Tell me.
jump and just freaking do it. And I don't think
Yeah.
and that this is what's great about LinkedIn. It's not other like any other um platform where you're going to get that many haters, I mean, yes, we've probably experienced trolls in the past, but there's always going to be trolls
Yeah.
out there, but this is
Yeah.
such a great supportive community.
It definitely is a great place to share your story without feeling a lot of judgment. You just get a lot of support, and we need more storytellers.
Yes,
We do. Yeah.
we do. I want to see more new people on my feed.
Yes, I know, right?
Yes. Okay, so let's wrap it up because I gotta get dinner.
I know, me
How should
too.
we leave? How should we end this? I'll let you end the show however you want.
Yeah. So, June, tell me, um, what are you most grateful like when you're going to sit down on Thanksgiving? And this is actually one of the things that I did for my Etsy shop. And that's the reason why I opened it, is because I actually make every person before they can serve anything on their plate, they actually have to write down I'm grateful for and write down the note, and we hold on to it and we keep it as, a keepsake. So I'm handing you this imaginary note. What are you going to write down?
I'm trying to take my time because I don't want to cry. But at the end of the day, I'm just grateful for my family and their patience. And their unconditional love. And the reason why I say that is because everything that I'm doing for my business, for work, is for them, right? To build this like legacy. And I want my children to look back and say, even though they may not get it, right? They're going to say, oh, mom built that during the pandemic, you know?
Yeah.
And what I love about my children specifically is they may not get it, and they may give me crap about how much time I'm spending on my business, but they forget so fast. Like you know, like because I was up last night and I was working on my my courses, and my son came in and said, "Mom, when are you gonna get off?" He was giving me a hard time. But long story short, like he woke up this morning, completely forgot about it, right? So what I'm just saying is and so I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for my family, and their support and their patience with me and the unconditional love they give me every day. Because that's why we're here, right? We're doing everything that we're doing here for them. And yes, but there's more. I mean, I'm also obviously thankful for you in this community, but if it all just starts with home, right? So
yeah.
What about you?
What
are you thankful for?
Oh man, I am. Gosh, it's been a year. I am definitely grateful for my new job, because I know that I'm able to practice my writing, so I'm really grateful for that. But most importantly, I am it's hard to like talk about this because he's sitting right over here, but my husband is like my biggest supporter. He gosh, he wears so many hats in our relationship. He's my therapist. He's my best friend and an inspiration because he is a business owner himself. And just to see what he has gone through, having a brick and mortar, and dealing with all of that, but still always with a smile on his face is that's really inspiring to have, be shoulder to shoulder with that type of a partner with you, and who's completely understands, like if I'm working super late, never bothers me, or I have a live, he's like not making a peep. So I'm incredibly grateful for my husband, my partner, especially during this huge year of change in this career pivot.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Val's hubby, if you're listening. Can't wait to meet you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, thank you, Val, for being here with me. I'm excited for what's next for Career Hustle and Flow, wherever this journey takes us. I know that we're working on a podcast too, so stay tuned for that. Another project, but yeah, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. I'm going to be off the grid on LinkedIn for a couple of days. I need a detox, so
she's gonna, catch those crabs and detox and make her lumpia. But maybe you should come on for a little bit just to show how to make lumpia, because I'd be interested in that.
I will one day. I will. Also, there is my daughter. We got to get going. So, bye everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
Have a happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays. Don't spend too much with online shopping. Bye.